Alright, I have never made a video like this before. My name is Jack, and thank you for 100,000 subscribers. I haven't made a milestone video in a long time. Last time I did one, it was 1,000 subs, but this time it felt pretty special, you know? But yeah, I just really wanted to say thank you for all the support. I mean, I never really thought this channel would take off that much. Like, I started this just for fun, because I was bored. But I think it's turning into something a lot bigger, which I'm personally really proud of. I know I wanted to make a video for this milestone, but I didn't really have many ideas, and I don't really just want to sit in front of you and say thank you for 10 minutes. So I thought of something new. When thinking of ideas, I realized that you guys don't know much about me personally at all. I mean, for most of you, this is the first time seeing my face. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to sort of show you where I came from, how I got here, the history of this channel, and what it's taught me in terms of screenwriting, filmmaking, everything. This isn't scripted or planned though. I just wanted to sit out here and sort of talk to you one-on-one. So let's just go straight to the beginning. March of 2019. Alright, so my first videos on my channel were the Remastered series. Some could call that, humble beginnings. I just kind of call it bad. I mean, it's my first videos, of course they're not gonna hold up like any other YouTuber, but at that time in particular, I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I didn't have any knowledge about filmmaking, I didn't have the proper figures, I didn't have any equipment, I was just shooting random videos in my room. But I still think that series is pretty monumental in the channel. I mean, part 7 and the finale both got a lot of views, and I think that's what kickstarted the channel a lot. But it's still, not good videos in my opinion. That's why if you remember for Annihilation, which we'll get into, it was supposed to be a prequel to that, but after a while I realized, no, it sucks. The only other big thing that happened with Remastered was that at that time I got monetized. I was 14 at that time, was not responsibly spending my money. I mean, all the allowance money I got would just go straight to Fortnite, but I still get fond memories from my first paycheck. I mean, I remember on day 1, I first got monetized, and it said I got 78 cents per day. And I was like, alright, well, whatever, I don't really care that much. I never thought I'd even get that much money for doing something like this. But then, the next day, it updated to 20, which was just completely shocking to me. Like, $20 a day as a 14-year-old, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's really all I had to say about that. Remastered, it's alright. So moving on to the summer of 2019, that was when I was first going into my sophomore year of high school, and I started Remastered 2. Again, like Remastered 1, it pretty much doesn't hold up that much. The only thing of note was that I started using voice actors, which again is pretty big for the channel, but I still did it really stupidly. Like, my voice actors, I would try and contact them through email, which is not efficient. Instead of sending them a script, I would take a picture of my screen and send it to them as pictures. It was real bad. Again, I had no clue what I was doing. But it still taught me a lot about directing voice actors and things like that. Alright, I guess we had to talk about it. Ambush. I still hate that video. There's no reason that video has to have almost 10 million views. It's not good. It's better than anything I posted before that, but it still does not deserve that many views. I don't know how the algorithm picked that one up, but God, I hate it. I mean, I can kind of see why. It's sort of a cool video. It's like the perfect length, good fight scenes, but still, especially seeing the stuff I post now and seeing that one still at the top of all my monthly views, it's like, come on. After that, I made Convoy, which is almost 3 years old now. Yeah, I made that in December of 2019. This was actually a really good time in my life. I don't really know why. I was just kind of happy. Videos were doing great. I was having a good time filming. And that video in particular is actually, I'm still proud of that one. I like the length. I like the story. That's one video that I do think deserves its views. Alright, now we're getting to the big stuff. Annihilation. My biggest and most ambitious project I'd ever worked on at the time. This was the beginning of 2020. I had these ideas and I wanted to put them somewhere, right? I mean, this is the first time I thought of a story from the beginning all the way to the end, and I had everything planned out, right? that still didn't prepare me for how long that series would take. Chapter 1 is good. It was my longest video at the time, took the longest to make, but it kind of holds up. The MS Paint effects don't really, but I still had a really good time making that video again. I was still at my happiest at this time, and I was just kind of excited to see where the series would go. Like, I remember imagining the finale when still working on the first part and thinking, I just need to make this. This is so cool. It was after I made chapter 1 that quarantine started, and hot take, I kind of like quarantine. Maybe it's just because I didn't go out anyways, so it didn't really affect me that much. But like, I didn't mind online school. I enjoyed sitting home, playing games with my friends. You know, at this time I'd play a lot of Overwatch, a lot of Apex. We made a Minecraft server. We'd be in Discord calls all the time. I'd be filming. And chapter 2 is probably the video I had the most fun making, just because of the time, right? You know, I'd be done with online classes. I'd talk to my friends on Discord, and then I'd just sit there and film. And it was just relaxing to me. I don't know what else there is to it. Chapter 3 I filmed over the summer of 2020, which is, it's a good video. I still like it. I think the fight scenes are cool, but it does go on for a little too long. But I still enjoy making it, and it's sort of when my content began to change, right? Like, it was around chapter 3 or 4 that I started watching anime, and I think it really shifted the tone of my videos. Like, there is a clear shift between chapter 3 and 4 that I've been watching anime. You can just hear it in the dialogue, you can hear it in the music. I use music from anime in all my videos from then on. You know, I think it just kind of fits. Remember, I started watching My Hero Academia, a really good show. I got a lot of memories from it. And then I watched Attack on Titan, still my favorite anime of all time. Then I watched some Demon Slayer, you know, all the big ones. And they really just inspired my videos from then on. So chapter 5 of Annihilation was a bit of a mixed bag for me. I still think it's a really good video, but it was a time when I was really burnt out from making videos. That's why it took 3.5 months to make. Not because it just took that long, but because I didn't film for a solid month and a half. I don't really know why. I guess it's just burnout. It happens, but I'm still a little disappointed in that, you know? That being said, that episode still has one of the best scenes I've ever made for a video. I mean, it's so cool. So now we're in February of 2021, working on chapter 6. Again, anime addiction still going strong, quarantine still going strong. And this is when I sort of took my videos more seriously. You know, I didn't make them for fun. You know, I made them to learn. I made them to improve. And I think part of the reason is because in junior year I had a filmmaking class. That was my first one. It really showed me what I could or should be doing at that time. I still don't think that takes away from the videos. I think they're still good videos. I still had a good time making them. But it's just something of note. Moving on to the summer of 2021, starting chapter 7, 8, and 9. Probably the lowest point in the channel at that time. Not only in content, but in views too. Maybe not chapter 8, but chapter 7 was like the lowest my views had been, which was pretty demotivating at the time. But I wasn't going to stop. I'm not just going to finish the series right there. I need to see it through, right? But it was still really demotivating to see those downward arrows on the analytics page. It was just demotivating. I mean, chapter 8 was good. It got the views back up, but that was probably only because it took 3 weeks to make. I mean, this is when my burnout stage finally ended, so I was able to just pump out that video as fast as I could. I think it's still the best. That's definitely one of those videos that I thought of from the very beginning of Annihilation and thinking, yeah, this is gonna be one of the best, and it turned out pretty good. Chapter 9 was cool. It was at the start of my senior year of high school, but I think that was definitely a sort of low part of my life. You know, quarantine finally ended, so I was going back to real school, but that was still pretty jarring, and I don't know, I just kept getting a lot of anxiety, but it wasn't too bad. It ended around October, and I started making chapter 10, and that was a good video. I'm still proud of that one. Also, that time when I was making chapter 10, I started watching Naruto for some reason, and I finished the whole thing. I don't know why I started watching Naruto like 15 years later, but I watched all 500 episodes. And you can probably tell that in chapter 10 and 11, it got a lot of Naruto influence. Speaking of chapter 11, Another one of my best videos, probably. I mean, came out almost 2 years ago, and it was just another one of those that I thought of from the beginning and was thinking, this is really cool. Everything from the beginning battle to the Optimus fight to the Wheeljack explosion scene. I mean, I had all that planned out from the beginning, and finally seeing it like 2 years later was just so cool. But moving on now to my best video, Chapter 12. Oh my god. This video was like the video that I thought of from the beginning. That whole Optimus Megatron fight, that whole speech that he gives, the whole death scene. I mean, when I finished that video, I was so happy to finally see that in a video form and not just in my head. And then to see people love it just as much as I did was really motivating. Again, that video is still my lowest viewed in the Annihilation series, but I don't really care because it's just that good. I mean, I'm still really proud of that one. Everything about it was just really good. I like the visuals, I like the animation, I like the music. I mean, the music was something that I had thought of from the very beginning too. I mean, all the songs in that video I had listened to like 2 years earlier and imagined everything. But yeah, that came out February of 2022, and it's my best one, by far. I think that's when Annihilation peaked, you know? So Chapter 13 and the finale of Annihilation, I think those are good videos, but I more fondly remember them from the experiences I had in my social life than making the videos, right? I mean, this is a time where it was just me and the boys hanging out. I mean, it was the end of our senior year, so we just hung out all the time, played games all the time. I mean, filming really took a back seat during that time. It was especially at the end of May, beginning of June, where I didn't really film that much, and I was just hanging out with the boys, doing whatever. We went to grad night, super fun. Some of my best memories I've ever made. The Annihilation finale was pretty emotional though, because I had started Annihilation in my sophomore year, and I'm gonna end it right at the end of my senior year. Like, it's poetic. So this was a time when I was really nostalgic, I was reminiscing a lot, and finally finishing Annihilation was just, it was both, it took a weight off my chest, but it was also kind of sad. As for a sequel, I know people are asking for a sequel, and I have ideas for one, but I don't know if I'll be able to make one. You know, I'm in college now, I'm in the film course, and I just don't know if I'll be able to have time, so I don't want to commit to anything yet. But we're getting a little too far ahead. The next video after Annihilation was the Close Combat video, which is good. I just wanted to make something kind of small, really short, just to ease back into the regular videos, since I had been making Annihilation episodes for 2.5 years. I hadn't made a solo video in such a long time, but I think that video is pretty cool. I think it has some of the best animation I've done, really cool fight scene. It's pretty good. After that, we're moving pretty close to where we are now. I made the 13th Prime video, which was really different than anything I ever made before, and it's kind of funny as to why. So after I made the Annihilation finale, there was a video of a guy reacting to it, and he made some valid criticisms, but also just not valid criticisms. And I think just one thing that he said, I'm paraphrasing, but something about the characters aren't characters, it's just fight scenes for fight scenes. And I thought about that for a little bit. So I decided I wanted to make a video that was more story-driven than I had ever done. You know, more slow-paced, pretty dark, pretty gritty. And I like the video, I think it's really good, but it doesn't really hit YouTube that well. The views on it aren't that great, so I doubt I'll do something like that again. But I think that I want to incorporate more story and character development into my videos, and that's what I'm working on right now. But that's where we are right now. It's been a crazy 3.5 years for me. I think this channel has really benefited me a lot, and I think it will benefit me more in the future. I mean, these videos were just really good practice for me in terms of filmmaking and directing and screenwriting. You know, it's something I want to get into when I grow up. And I feel like I've had a pretty good head start. Of course, I still have a lot to learn in that field, but I still think that this channel will benefit me a lot for the future. And I don't think that would happen without you. So, again, thank you for 100,000 subs. I'm here. I'll still be making videos for as long as I can. And, that's about it. See ya.